Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Flex and Reflect Sunday Sit Down. So let's get into the questions on the outside today. That's nice and sunny. All right, what's the best way to find motivation on days when you really don't feel like working out? Actually, before I answer that question, I should say, if this is the first time you're listening to this, this is a weekly segment where I sit down and I answer the questions that have been sent in by clients, asked by people around the world, and whether it's around health, fitness, wellness, nutrition, mindset, that kind of stuff. Yeah, again, best way to find motivation on days when you really don't feel like working out. So what I like to think about is my health is the number one priority in my life, making sure that that is the number one. So then if there are days when I don't feel like, say, doing my workout, going for a walk, well, in this context, it was just about working out. I think about, all right, so I do a little bit of reverse engineering, think what's gotten me to this point here? Why do I feel like that? Maybe it's like, am I a little bit tired? Have I not slept well? Have I not hydrated well? Have I not had my food hasn't been great? Have I been working out too much? Is the schedule so busy that I just feel a little bit, like lethargic? Have I been training, doing, say, the same workout for so long? Is it time for, a few days off training, something like that? And I try and dig into that to understand what's going on for me. Why am I not motivated in this moment to go and do that workout? And sometimes it's just a case of, you know what, you've just got to push yourself. You've just got to say, you know what, I do this because it's a key part of what it means for me to be healthy. So that means sometimes we've just got to do things that we really don't want to do. And usually after you do it, you feel so much better. And so I think you got to run through that little checklist for yourself. And then sometimes you just got to push yourself. You've got to force yourself to go and do things that you really don't want to, but you're going to feel better afterwards. Maybe what it means is you've got to do a different workout that day. Just shake it up a little bit. Maybe not pushing as hard as you normally would, but just going through the motions sometimes. Not something I recommend all the times, otherwise you don't make progress. But just getting into the gym and maybe just taking a different approach to your training on the day. But do that reverse engineering first to understand why you're there. What is one common mistake people make when setting fitness goals? How can they avoid it? So the biggest problem that I see for people when they set a goal is they make it too general. And so, for instance, a lot of people, certainly in years gone by when I first started business, people were like, I want to lose weight. And it's like, okay. And then you kind of dig into that a little bit. So what I like people to do is really get to the depth of why is that goal so important to you? Why do you want to achieve it? So it's easy to set something, but understand why that's important. And that's what's going to give you, like in relation to that first question, that's going to give you the motivation only goes so far. It's that inspiration to take you to where it is that you want to get to that goal and then beyond on that goal. So I think that is the biggest problem that people have when they're setting their goals. They make them too general. Perhaps they're too big, and people don't attach the why reason as to why it's important for them when they set the goal. And so that's why most people do not achieve their goals, unfortunately. So you got to think deeply about that. Write it down. Write down the reasons. That's another reason. People just come up with these things in their head, but they don't write down all the details. Now, I've spoken about this before. I have 42 reasons written down as to why I do what I do, why it's important for my health, and I attach a whole bunch of different things in my life, around my life, past, future, as to why it's important for me. So if I got 42 reasons, then that makes it very, very powerful for me. Why, when I'm, like in relation to the first question, you don't feel like doing a workout? It's like, no, I need to do it anyway because of these reasons. Number 3, how do you handle setbacks or moments of doubt in your health journey? Any tips for bouncing back stronger? Well, setback for me would be something like, look, over the past years, I've had 3 shoulder surgeries, not obviously all at once, and I've had a knee surgery. I've had a hernia operation as well, all over, I don't know, say the last 10 years. And probably the biggest setback was the hernia one. I was out of action for training for, I think it was 6 weeks. I was told that I was not able to lift any weights. And you think, oh, well, that's a long time, which I thought, man, that's such a long time. But trust me, I could not lift, even to like lifting like a drink bottle or something, that or like up off the floor was like, man, the pain was immense for me through the abdomen and everything. So I ended up getting an E. coli infection. I was in hospital for, I don't know, 6 or 7 days. It was horrible. And so for me, I lost a lot of muscle definition through that time, and it was what it did to my mindset, because it's such a big part of my life. So that's the longest period of time, my last 36 years, that I couldn't work out. But what I did do was focus on things that I could be in control of. So it was like walking, and sometimes it was just walking the length of my house was as much as I could handle, because it was just so painful. But then it's focusing on the fact that you're not going to be in this position forever, and you are going to be strong again. You are going to be able to do the things that you're allowed to do, and doing the rehab and all that kind of stuff. And so it's focusing on those little bits of progress that you can achieve each and every day to get to where it is that you're going to be. It's hard for someone like me to sit on the sidelines of life and training and not be able to do the things that you want to do. But the reality is you can't. And if you focus on the long-term success of you, rather than just, okay, I can't do this here and now in this moment, but this is like a small setback, and you're preparing for that strong bounce back, if you like, of what you're capable of doing in the future. That's just the reality of things, unfortunately. So use the time to reset what's important to you, like going back to the question previously about setting your goals and stuff. Dig into why it is so important to you. Focus on any rehab if that's important for you. Don't take really any longer than a week off if you're feeling a little bit burnt out. And then when you come back in that week, like, continue to do your walking, a little bit of cardio, focus on your food and so forth, but maybe just give the body a rest. And it's really, you might be just a little bit stale in your workout. Most people don't have a very good structure to their training, and just get going through the motions, and don't have goals for each workout and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I'll give you the link at the end, but just reach out to me if you need to just refresh it and really understand how you can just keep evolving where you are in your health journey, and keep setting goals for yourself, and like just keep pushing yourself. And it just makes life more exciting. I think the training, for me, I love the training. I just love the process of training and making myself better and healthier and so forth. So, okay, next question. How important is nutrition compared to exercise when aiming for body composition changes? So the hardest part for most people is the food, right? That is the hardest part, because it requires attention to detail and it requires consistency. Whereas you're doing it multiple times a day, every day. Whereas your workouts, you might be doing, say, 3 a week. That's it. So it is so much harder. And then you've got your mindset, which is like, what games is it playing on you to say, well, unless I have this piece of chocolate, this piece of cake, or this alcohol, or whatever it is, your mind is saying, well, unless I have those things, then I'm not happy in life. And so sometimes it's a little bit of a reset. I like to look at it this way. If I use the word cheat meals, and some people don't like that, but if I say it, everyone knows what I'm talking about. So if you think about, I like to program my clients on 42 meals a week. That's 6 meals a day. That's breakfast, lunch, dinner, 3 snacks, times 7 as 42 meals. If you think about those 42 meals and you have 3 meals off a week and eat whatever it is that you like, you'll find over time it's not like you're going to eat a 10,000 calorie meal or anything like that. You'll find that you just naturally make better choices and stuff. But if you have 3 meals off a week, I think that mathematically works out to about 92-93%, something like that. That's an A+. Now, if you can go through life living with your nutrition as an A+, then you're going to be ahead of most people, and you're more likely to optimize your health. Now, keep in mind, if you miss one of those snacks, that counts as one of them, or a meal. So you want to be getting those meals in as well. So that's the way that I like to program people. But your nutrition is the main reason why we have an obesity and overweight epidemic in the world. And if people got that better, then they would be so much healthier. So it's critical. All right, what advice would you give to someone struggling to find a healthy balance between pushing hard and allowing for recovery? So in some ways I've answered this in past episodes and kind of just answered it before, but let me go into a little bit more detail. So if you're struggling to find that healthy balance, so I've got a bit of an itchy eye, between pushing hard and recovery, in the way that the question's asked implies to me that probably you're suffering a little bit from burnout. So I think the big part there is understanding what is the structure for your training. Like, are you training every day? I see a lot of people like it's summer here. Oh, sorry, about to hit summer here in Australia. And I see a lot of people, that's when they say, oh, I want to train 5 days a week, 6 days a week. And most people don't normally match their nutrition to their training. So, and they're not recovering enough, and maybe they're partying, whatever. When we train hard, if you are not also working hard on your nutrition, then you're going to get a deficit. And so the more you're training, then, and your nutrition is not matching it, then you just get this bigger and bigger gap. And so at some point your body says, hey, you're not giving me enough here. I'm not getting enough food. I'm not getting enough nutrients to recover the muscles. Perhaps you're also then not getting enough sleep, maybe not hydrating well enough. And so you start to get this deficit of energy, and you feel like, yeah, well, now I'm really starting to struggle. And then leading back to, what was it, the first or second question about like your burnout and recovery and not feeling motivated to do the workout and so forth. So it is a balance, but normally when you're in that state, you don't have a good structure to your workout. So you're trying to push too hard without matching the nutrition and the rest, and perhaps your program is just not well balanced. So again, I'll give you the link at the end here, and you can reach out to me for a free consultation. We can discuss in a little bit more detail, perhaps where I'll work out very, very quickly. Sorry, the messages coming through. I don't know how to silence that. I'll work out pretty quickly what the gap is for you and how to fix it. All right, maybe we'll do 2 more questions. What's one mindset shift that has helped you maintain your high performance and consistency over the years? I think there's a couple of things. One is my health is my number one priority in life. And with that, it creates a good sense of energy. With that energy, I have focus. With those 2 things, I then create a great work ethic. I also have continuous improvement would be the next thing that I would add in there. And what that does, it means that every single day I'm focused on eating the right foods, making sure I'm doing the right balance of training, I'm feeling good, I'm pain free, but I'm also growing because of the continuous improvement aspect. And so every day I'm just getting better and better and better. And my focus is going to, how do I make myself better today than I was yesterday? What are the improvements that I can make to keep me performing at this high performance level? Sorry about the noise. I've got actually, maybe if I turn this on, let's see if that works. Then those things really help me to remain focused and keep on building those goals, keep building relationships, and success just keeps continuing to go up and up. You just increase them. You keep moving the bar forward all the time. So that's the way that I do it. So yeah. All right, last question. I've got 3 left, but I'm just going to answer one of them. Let's go with this one. How do you approach creating sustainable habits for clients, especially those with busy lives or limited time? I'm sure I've covered this one in the past, but the key here is to focus on those small things. Most people don't want to have the 6-pack. They don't want to have exercise and their food and all that be such a big additional thing that they do in life, because life is so it's so much of a demand on us, right? We've all got different things that we have to do, whether it's our work, career, business, like intimate relationships, other family relationships, our children, looking after all of that, financial, cost of living, all of those sorts of things. Then what you want to do achieve for yourself in your life. There's a lot. It can be a real grind. It can weigh you down. So what I like to focus on is, how do we create this healthy lifestyle that is sustainable for everybody for the rest of the life? And this is why I work with people. My preference is to work one-on-one with people, because that's where you get the biggest connection and biggest understanding with people. Is to find out, okay, so where are you? Where do you want to get to? What's that gap? And what are you capable of doing right now? Some people are saying, well, yeah, I want to lose 100 kilos. Well, that's going to take maybe a couple of years in order for us to be able to do that in a healthy, sustainable way. So what can you do right now? What can you focus on in terms of the exercise? Can you get out and go for a walk? What are you prepared to do in terms of your food right now? Let's just focus on those little things. So just like in my background here, you've got a brick. Now, you don't lay all the bricks down in one go. You lay one brick, you lay it perfectly, and then let's move on to the next brick and the next brick. And you've got to make sure that the mortar in between is really strong, because we want this to last forever and not fall down in strong wind. And so this is like the micro habits for what we're doing with our changing, like our mindset. First, as to why is this important to me? Like I said earlier, now it's food. So what can you do now in terms of food? I talk about 6 meals a day. Can you do 6 meals a day straight away? No? Okay. Well, what can you do? Oh, well, I can focus on maybe 4. All right, so let's make them as highly nutritious as possible. Let's focus on getting the right amount of protein in, good quality plant-based food, some high-energy carbohydrates in there as well. How much can you do in terms of water? What are you doing at the moment? Like, this is 800 mils. Most people drink less than that a day. So, okay, well, let's get you to drinking 600 mils a day consistently for the next 3 days, and then we want to take it up to a litre. Can you do that? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, can you do a litre for a week? Let's see how you're going after the next week. All right, now can you do 1.25 in terms of steps? How many steps are you averaging at the moment? Don't really know. Okay, if you've got a device, carry your phone, whatever. Oh, okay, I can see that you're doing about 4,000 steps a day. All right, so let's take it up to 5. Let's do 5,000 average steps for the next week. And then let's see if we can take it up to 6 after that, or 5,500. And it's focusing on those little things that people can do, so that you don't get lost in, man, this is such a huge goal that I need to achieve, and you keep focusing on that, as opposed to focus on that little thing, that one brick, if you like, that you can be laying perfectly now, and do that consistently before moving on to the next one. It doesn't matter if it takes you longer than, say, the person next to you that is doing a same transformational journey. It's what's going to stick for you, because you've got the rest of your life. So why don't we get it right for you, rather than it just being one more thing that you do that doesn't work, and you say, oh, well, that doesn't work, I'll do something else now. You're looking for that quick fix. There are no quick fixes in success. You've got to do the work. It's going to take you time, and that's great, because that means it's going to stick for the rest of your life. So that's what we want to do. All right, so that's it for today. Thanks for all the questions. Fantastic. When I record this next, I will be in LA. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.